Oh my God.
Sorry I can no longer help you guys. Soon you will all be gay and happy. You are all now left under leadership of Puffy Daddy. Report to the nearest rainbow. Dinner Thieves in theaters January 19th.
That's why I get tired. I was like, what the Dinner Thieves get tired?
That's promo. He said gay and happy.
No. I'm just saying to you, look.
Yo, Shea Jackson like, that's why I get invited to Puff Party.
A long time ago, at Chris Lighty's wedding, he told me he'd take me shopping. I looked at him like, what'd you just say? Let me move, man, before I do something. You're gonna make me mess up the wedding.
Oh, that's a nice gesture.
Let me get out of it. No, dude, take me. That's what a guy says to a girl.
But you've been getting out of over a decade. I remember when you...
After Cassie Ventura filed a lawsuit against Diddy, making shocking allegations of abuse and trafficking, the spotlight has shifted to a resurfaced video featuring singer Jaguar Wright. Known for her bold and honest take on the music industry's darker side, Wright dropped some jaw-dropping claims about Diddy's past. With both of these powerful voices speaking out, it's clear that the truth behind these accusations is beginning to unfold, leaving many to wonder just how deep this story goes. Jaguar Wright has made some bold claims that have left many people talking. She says Diddy was controlled by Clive Davis, suggesting that Davis groomed him for that role, and even had him bring in other young artists for his own enjoyment. Wright also claims that Diddy was involved in the death of rapper the Notorious B.I.G. and hints at a secret relationship between Diddy and singer-actor Christopher Williams. These shocking allegations haven't been proven yet, and neither Diddy nor Davis has responded to them. As more people hear these accusations, the questions keep growing how much truth is behind all of this. Her words have caused a stir, sparking plenty of rumors and questions from fans and critics. She shared a moment from her time at the Westwood Interscope office, saying, "I walked into Jimmy's office without knocking. We were chatting when I overheard someone say something they shouldn't have." Then she explained, "I'm here because Clive Davis told me that him and Puffy are really close, like family. I thought he meant they just had love for each other, but then he dropped the bomb, no, they're lovers now." Everyone's left wondering what's really going on behind the scenes. She couldn't hold back, asking, "Why do you keep saying that?" as she wrapped up her story. But the drama doesn't stop there. Suge Knight is making headlines in the podcast world with a bombshell claim. On the latest episode of Collect Call with Suge Knight, which dropped on Tuesday, March 26th, through Dave May's Breakbeat Media, Knight dropped a huge surprise. He claimed that Jimmy Iovine spilled the beans about the true nature of the relationship between Diddy and Clive Davis. Now everyone's talking what's really going on behind closed doors.
He came out early in his career, before his first album came out, and spoke about his sexuality, having had a bisexual relationship, if you will, with another man. And you recently in your book talked about experimenting at one stage in your life with bisexuality. And we talked about what made you decide to do it and your thoughts about Frank Ocean doing it. And can you tell the audience what you thought about Frank Ocean doing it? And did he inspire you to do it?
I was very gratified that the hip-hop community embraced Frank Ocean after he revealed his sexuality. They did it with understanding and support and warmth, and it really impressed me and continues to impress me. As far as myself is concerned, I was totally straight until through my second marriage. I've got 4 kids and grandkids.
Knight's big reveal happened during a conversation at the Westwood Interscope office. He remembers walking into Iovine's office unannounced and overhearing something that changed the way he looked at Diddy and Clive Davis's relationship. According to Knight, Iovine shared what Davis had said, that he and Diddy were more than just business partners. Now everyone's left wondering what that really means. At first, Knight thought Diddy and Clive Davis were just really close friends, but that all changed when Iovine made it clear they were actually romantically involved. Then, in last month's podcast episode, Suge Knight dropped another bombshell, talking about the relationship between Russell Simmons and the late Andre Harrell, an executive at Uptown Records. Knight suggested that while these big names might not label themselves as gay, they have relationships with women while secretly hooking up with each other. Now, it's got everyone questioning what's really going on behind the scenes in the industry. Knight didn't hold back, saying these men often excuse their actions by claiming they're just having fun, even though they show abusive behavior toward women. He went further, bringing up the relationship between Andre Harrell and Russell Simmons, suggesting their work with Uptown and Def Jam was tied to what he called freaky activities. Knight even hinted that Diddy was part of this, suggesting Harrell helped him get his start in the industry. While he emphasized the need to confront these behaviors, he was careful to use the word allegedly, leaving everyone to wonder how much truth lies behind his words. Ent isn't letting up on Diddy, continuing to take jabs without holding back. The 48-year-old rapper mocked the bad boy mogul, even suggesting he wouldn't be winning any Grammy Awards. He posted a screenshot of a report saying Puff Daddy wouldn't be attending the big event and jokingly told him to think twice, laughing at the idea of him getting any trophies. This came even though Diddy earned his first Grammy nomination in 20 years for his 2023 album, The Love Album, Off the Grid. Despite all the teasing, Diddy's camp confirmed he'll be there, leaving everyone curious about what's to come. 50 Cent is once again taking aim at Diddy, and this time it's heating up. His latest jabs come right after serious allegations from Diddy's ex-girlfriend Cassie, who accused him of sexual assault and physical abuse in November 2023. Other women have also stepped forward with similar claims, but 50 Cent is throwing in a new twist, mentioning a preacher who was seen with Diddy at one of his parties. Cat Williams had talked about it, saying, "I don't care whether you're TDG, Jakes, or Diddy," hinting that some big truths are about to surface in 2024. Of course, 50 made sure to say, "Listen again, this is allegedly," leaving everyone wondering what's next. So here's what's being said. It wasn't just one person talking. Lil Rod, a former producer, filed a lawsuit claiming that Diddy's mansion was wired with cameras in every room. He said they were always recording, even when things got out of hand, and the next day you'd wake up wondering, what did I just do? And in the end, they'd have all this compromising footage on you. With that, they could control your career or even destroy it if they wanted to. The scary part, it wasn't just people in the music business involved, it goes beyond that. Pretty wild, right? The drama around Diddy just keeps growing. There are talks about athletes, celebrities, politicians, and even royal family members being involved. To top it off, a former bodyguard claimed Diddy was an FBI informant, basically a snitch. And 50 Cent? He's never been afraid to stir the pot. After Diddy stepped down as chairman of Revolt amidst the scandal, 50 Cent threw his hat in the ring. On X, formerly Twitter, he made a bold offer to buy the network, suggesting that big sponsors like Cadillac and AT might be pulling out soon. Looks like 50 sees a big opportunity. What do you think about that? 50 Cent didn't hold back, making his usual bold move. He jokingly said, "I'll buy that from you, Playboy, for the low. You know Cadillac and AT are about to pull out." With his trademark humor, he added, "I'll give you a few bucks for it now, sell it to me and we can be friends." Seriously, call me, but just when you think the drama is over, 50 Cent drops a serious hint. He suggested that Diddy might be involved in Tupac Shakur's murder, especially after Dwayne Keith D. Davis made some explosive claims. What do you think about this? During a recent performance, the Get Rich or Die Trying artist got real with the crowd, opening up about the emotional weight of his words. He admitted he's been talking to a therapist to help him work through everything he said, showing a real inner struggle. "I've been talking to a therapist to help me with all the stuff I've been saying," he shared. "It's been crazy on my mind. Maybe I said that about Puffy because he had Tupac killed." His shocking confession left many wondering if there's more to the connection between Diddy and Davis than anyone knew. What do you think? In a recent episode of the Rock and Roll High School podcast hosted by P. Nar, Clive Davis, the iconic music executive, took a trip down memory lane and shared how he first got hooked on hip-hop. He told the story of how a young artist named Shay Combs introduced him to the genre, changing his perspective forever. Davis recalled seeing artists with braids and a fresh, raw energy, which really caught his attention. Even though big names like Whitney Houston and Dionne Warwick were dominating the scene, he could feel that something new was on the rise. Despite the success of labels like LaFace Records, Davis knew hip-hop was about to take over. It was a game changer, and he recognized its potential early on. What do you think? Did he see the future before anyone else? Reed talked about how important it was to have someone who truly understood the streets, and that's where Diddy came in. At the time, he was an up-and-coming figure in the music world, having learned a lot under Andre Harrell at Uptown Records. His collaboration with Clive Davis became a game changer, and it was what eventually led to Diddy starting his own Bad Boy Entertainment label. Clive Davis recalled that when he first met Diddy, he made it clear that hip-hop should be on the mainstream top 40 charts. Diddy even predicted that the music business would shift in a big way, and he was right. As the buzz around hip-hop grew, Diddy was right at the center of it, pushing the genre to new heights. What do you think? Did Diddy really see where the industry was headed before anyone else? Suge Knight's Prison Podcast is turning heads with every episode, and the latest one has left people stunned. In a new episode of Collect Call with Suge Knight, he dropped a huge bombshell involving Diddy and Clive Davis that no one saw coming. Knight talked about a meeting at Interscope where Jimmy Iovine, maybe without even realizing it, revealed some shocking info that wasn't supposed to be shared. The gossip isn't just about Davis. Meek Mill has also joined the conversation, responding to the swirling rumors about Diddy. Things are getting more intense with each episode. What do you think? Are we just scratching the surface of something bigger? Meek Mill recently shared his concerns about how the ongoing rumors are affecting his 12-year-old son. Taking to Twitter, he spoke out against the stories involving Diddy, expressing his shock and disbelief. Meek, who's dealt with false accusations before, made it clear that he's ready to defend himself if needed. He also opened up about how the confusion from these rumors is troubling for his son. On top of that, Meek mentioned the lawsuit filed by producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones against Diddy, which includes serious allegations. Meek's message was clear: he wants to protect his family and set the record straight. In a recent episode of Funky Friday with Cam Newton, Jason Lee dropped some major details about his connections with Diddy. He shared stories about attending parties at Diddy's mansion and gave listeners a glimpse into the wild side of the entertainment world. During a podcast called Jason Lee Exposes All the Industry Men Diddy Slept With, Jason didn't shy away from revealing some shocking secrets about the industry's elite. He even touched on Diddy's infamous bad boy image, giving everyone a behind-the-scenes look at what goes on in the world of fame and power. It was a real eye-opener. For Life is currently facing a whirlwind of legal troubles, with serious allegations of sexual harassment and trafficking making headlines. Known for launching the careers of stars like Biggie Smalls and Mary J. Blige, he's now caught in a harsh spotlight. The accusations have been piling up, with trafficking allegations adding to the controversy. Things took a dramatic turn when federal agents raided his luxurious homes in Los Angeles and Miami Beach, sparking a lot of buzz. These raids are part of a larger investigation, and it's clear that the situation is far from over. A federal trafficking investigation has shaken up the industry, with the Department of Homeland Security confirming a major operation. This has sparked a wave of rumors, with reports saying multiple people have been interviewed about serious allegations, including trafficking, drugs, and even firearms found at Diddy's properties. With all this going on, one big question stands out: is Diddy the main target of this high-stakes investigation? Ever since the raids, the buzz has been growing, and everyone is eager to see where this investigation will lead. The mystery continues. Meek Mill has been on a mission to figure out where Diddy is, and things got even more interesting when information about his private jet started disappearing from flight tracking sites. The sleek black Gulfstream G650, registered to Love Air LC, grabbed attention when it showed up in Antigua shortly after the raid news broke. TMZ, always on top of things, managed to track its path across California before it mysteriously vanished from the radar. But don't worry, aviation fans. Reports now say the jet has reappeared, safely parked at a new spot. The mystery continues, and everyone's watching closely. Despite all the serious allegations against him, Diddy is strongly denying everything. "Let me be absolutely clear, I did not do any of the awful things being said," he stated in a recent message. "I will fight for my name, my family, and the truth." Diddy's lawyer, Sean Hawley, also came to his defense, calling the claims in the lawsuit pure fiction. "We have strong, undeniable proof that these accusations are completely false," she said. "We will take these ridiculous claims to court and make sure those responsible face the consequences." The battle is just beginning, and everyone is watching closely. Big names like Jason Lee, 50 Cent, Cat Williams, and Usher are now throwing shade at Diddy, and they're not holding back. Word on the street is they're no longer scared of his threats. Let's be real, Diddy has a long history of shutting down anyone who tries to expose him, often ruining careers in the process, but now things seem to be changing. With Diddy at the center of an ongoing federal sex trafficking investigation, his once solid legacy is starting to crack. On March 27th, federal agents made some serious moves, marking a turning point in the investigation. The tension is rising, and everyone is waiting to see what happens next. Federal agents stormed Diddy's multi-million-dollar mansions in both Miami and Los Angeles, guns drawn. But the twist: Diddy wasn't home at the time. He was reportedly getting ready to board his private jet for a spring break trip with his daughters. However, his sons, Christian and Justin, were at the Los Angeles home when the raids happened. As for Diddy's silence, it makes sense. His lawyer would likely tell him to stay quiet, and honestly, it's probably for the best. Speaking out now could only make things more complicated. Everyone's watching, but for now, it's all about staying calm and waiting for what comes next. Diddy staying silent for a good reason. Anything he says could come back to haunt him later, especially with the prosecution possibly using it against him. It's definitely the smart move, considering he knows the situation is getting messy with all the rumors and speculation online. Plus, there's the added drama about a child he had while in a relationship with someone else. It's no wonder he's choosing not to comment or interact on social media. Staying quiet helps him avoid more negativity and keeps things from getting even more complicated. Everyone's watching closely, and Diddy knows this is the best way to handle it right now. It's important to remember that for a lot of celebrities and social media stars, their online presence is a huge part of how they make a living. Recently, rumors have been swirling that Diddy might have tried to silence anyone who dared to speak out against him in the past. A TikTok video recently went viral, featuring interviews with rappers and singers talking about Diddy's infamous all-male parties. This has led to plenty of discussions about his personal life and whether there's more to his story than meets the eye. Whispers behind the scenes suggest these parties are raising a lot of questions, and the speculation is only growing. Everyone's talking, and it's clear the story is far from over. There's definitely more to Diddy's story than what we see on the surface. Some people believe his recent troubles started after he spoke out about Diddy, who's been known to keep certain parts of his life under wraps, especially his involvement in secretive parties and affairs. The hip-hop world is buzzing with talk about Diddy's infamous gatherings, and it's not just insiders like Jamie Foxx shedding light on the issue. Even rappers like 50 Cent have been taking jabs at Puffy, poking fun at the exclusive parties he's rumored to throw. The buzz is only growing and everyone's eager to see what will come out next. Diddy's gatherings, which are said to have all-male guest lists and even younger attendees, have quickly become a hot topic in the industry. The drama heats up even more after a TikTok video resurfaced showing an eye-opening interview with Usher on The Howard Stern Show. Usher, who was under Diddy's wing as a teenager, talked about the mysterious vibe of Diddy's camp. While he didn't reveal too much, he hinted that he got a taste of the wild lifestyle, leaving everyone wondering just how much he was really involved. The buzz around these parties is growing and people are left eager for more answers. Last week, federal agents raided 2 of Diddy's properties, one in Los Angeles and the other in Miami, putting him at the center of a major investigation. His legendary parties, known for their extravagance and mystery, have been the talk of the town for years. There have been ongoing rumors about the exclusive guest lists, mostly filled with men, and the wild indulgences that go beyond anything we've seen before. Some even say these parties are so over the top they rival the wildest celebrations in history. As the investigation continues, all eyes are on Diddy, and the buzz around his infamous gatherings keeps growing. Diddy's legendary gatherings have definitely caught the eye on social media, with people on Twitter diving deep into speculation about potential scandals hiding behind the luxurious exterior. Some even suggest there could be serious issues like grooming or troubling behavior beneath the glittery surface. While Diddy has musically inspired millions over the years, his personal life has always been filled with drama. From the tragic deaths of Tupac and Biggie to the infamous shooting involving J-Lo and his time in prison, there's no shortage of controversy surrounding him. These ongoing stories continue to spark interest, leaving us all wondering what's really going on behind the scenes. There's been a lot of talk about Diddy, with some people even calling him evil or saying he's like the devil. I remember one time when he threatened me, but honestly, I'm not sure if it was the alcohol talking or if he was serious. It happened while I was at his house taking a picture. He walked over to me and said, "Don't ever try me." I'm telling you right now, I'm a different kind of person. I was a little drunk, so I just shrugged and said, "Do you want to be in the picture or not?" And I wasn't about to argue with him. In the end, he got in the picture, and after it was done, he said, "I F with you, man," but it definitely left me thinking about what he really meant. In reactions to Diddy's legal troubles and the rumors swirling around Meek Mill and Usher are all over the place. Some people think the way things are playing out on social media might reveal something bigger, while others just see it as pure gossip. But this isn't the first time Diddy's been accused of shady behavior. If we rewind a bit, actor Columbus Short also made waves when he accused Diddy of trying to groom him during their work on the 2008 film A Raisin in the Sun. In an interview, Short opened up about the experience, adding to the long list of drama surrounding Diddy. It's clear there's a lot more to this story than what we're hearing. In a recent interview, actor Columbus Short opened up about his time with Diddy and how their relationship grew. He shared how he introduced Diddy to his acting coach, which helped them connect more deeply. Short admitted to being at some of Diddy's infamous parties, but he made it clear that these weren't just any regular gatherings. He called them big parties, and looking back, he reflected on the experience with a bit of unease. When talking about the accusations surrounding Diddy recently, Short said that as he got more involved in the industry, he started hearing stories. He never actually saw anything himself, but he couldn't ignore the rumors. In hindsight, he feels that there was an element of grooming happening. The whole thing leaves us wondering what really went down behind the scenes. Diddy's former bodyguard has come forward with some really disturbing allegations in an updated federal lawsuit, which he first filed in February. Rodney Jones, a former producer who worked with Diddy, is claiming that he was subjected to grooming, threats, and even trafficking. He shared how he would show up to Diddy's parties, often dressed in a certain way to blend in. "I'd grab a town car and roll up in an SUV or Bentley for the night," he recalled. Once he arrived, he would get out of the car, camera in hand, ready to capture everything. These serious allegations are adding even more questions about Diddy's past and the truth behind these parties. The details are hard to ignore, and people are watching closely. Rodney Jones recalled a time when he was with Diddy and said, "Yo, Puff, I should document this." Diddy responded casually, "What you talking about?" Jones didn't know who Diddy was referring to, so he asked, "Who's that?" Diddy told him it was a young guy asking about something, and then Jones asked if it was okay to go ahead. He got the green light, and it wasn't long before he found himself at one of Diddy's infamous parties in Philly. He was flown in like usual, riding in a town car. When he arrived, Diddy told him, "This is the party right here." Jones was in total shock when Diddy casually mentioned that the event cost around $1.5 million. It made him realize that Diddy's parties weren't just lavish, they were out of this world. These kinds of details really show the extreme lifestyle Diddy was living, and it left Jones in awe of what he was witnessing. The lawsuit also claims that Diddy created a culture where drugs were used openly in his home. It even says that staff, like maids and butlers, were asked to carry fanny packs filled with cocaine. Rodney Jones, who lived with Diddy for nearly a year to work on a project, says he witnessed some of these illegal activities firsthand and was even threatened during that time. The complaint goes further, drawing a connection between actor Cuba Gooding Jr. and the whole situation, suggesting he may have been involved with the activities happening at Diddy's place. These serious allegations are starting to paint a very different picture of Diddy's world behind closed doors. These shocking revelations came to light just days after Homeland Security raided Diddy's homes in Los Angeles and Miami. Right now, Diddy hasn't been charged with any crimes, and he's reportedly fully cooperating with the federal investigators. But after the raids, Diddy's lawyer, Aaron Dyer, spoke out, criticizing the way the operation was handled. He called the use of force excessive, even comparing it to military-style tactics. This has only added to the growing tension and raised even more questions about what's really going on. The situation is far from over, and everyone is waiting to see how it plays out. Looking back, it's clear that social media often creates its own stories to fill in the gaps when we don't know all the facts. For people who sign NDAs thinking they can't speak out against their abusers, this is a wake-up call. You absolutely can stand up for yourself even if you've signed something that says otherwise. The good part about all of this coming to light is that it's showing people that powerful men like Diddy can't get away with this anymore. Big thanks to everyone who's speaking up and helping others realize that their voices matter. This is getting deeper, and it's clear how much control Mr. Calm had over Ms. Ventura. He pulled her into a world of drugs, which made her more dependent and easier to control. It's said that he introduced her to opiates around 2008 and would often leave pills and other drugs lying around like they were no big deal. It almost feels like something out of a movie. What's even more troubling is that Mr. Calm himself struggled with prescription painkillers, using them regularly. This isn't just a simple story, it's a heartbreaking look into how addiction and manipulation can shape someone's life. At first, Usher thought he was stepping into a great opportunity, but things quickly took a darker turn. He ended up in Diddy's infamous Flavor Camp, a place that turned out to be much more unsettling than he ever imagined. The details of what really went down there are still unclear, but Usher has dropped hints about experiences that were too much for him to fully understand back then. When Howard Stern asked him about what life was like at Diddy's place, Usher's response was a bit vague, leaving everyone to wonder what really happened behind closed doors. This mysterious part of Usher's journey still has people talking.